Hey, welcome to IPLCast 20, otherwise known as that one time we decided to switch time slots. As usual, I am your senior admin, Kamata, aka Reverse G, aka Gino, and joining us as usual is plucky little co-host Rowan, aka Yena, aka Megan. Hello, hello,
Oh, there we go.
and
Sorry. I
okay,
know.
and somebody forgot to unmute. Um,
We
yeah,
have dinner. It's noodle broth, so we're both still eating. You may or may not hear that because I'm not stopping.
you had a
It's
25-minute
really
head start.
delicious. Yeah, because somebody left during the doing the info doc until the last minute.
Thank you. I was working. Also, you didn't remind me.
You weren't working, you were playing Batman 3.
No, I was playing when I got home. I was working the entire day before that.
Yeah, and you could have done it when you came home, but you just played Batman 3.
And I completed it.
You did, 100%, gotta say.
Holy
There
crap.
is there is a lot of stuff in that game.
There is. There's like 150 plus characters. And I still have two
You
DLC
got
packs to go through, but that
everything.
doesn't
Oh.
count. Yeah, I still have two DLC packs that haven't been released yet, so that's 10 more trophies, but they're not too hard. They're not too hard. I will get through them on the day that I get them. Um, all right, so Lego Batman 3 aside, we're tuning in from what is probably one of the hotter nights in Sydney. Welcome to Sydney weather, where it doesn't
It
quite
was
know what
rather
it wants to
cool
be.
this afternoon too. It was actually
It
getting
was
cloudy.
lovely this afternoon. I decided to take a walk. It was so nice, and then now it's just hot.
Yeah. We're
It's
also
just
here
it.
all by ourselves. We've got no one joining us this evening.
This is so lonely.
We've put
This is so
everybody
after
off.
after people actually said no. Well, we're reporting in the time zone when the American audience is asleep, so they usually wouldn't tune in, and it's 6 in the evening over in the Philippines, so people are still making their way home. But in Europe, it's morning. So where are you guys? This was meant to be the big one.
I imagine people have places to be.
It's a Friday. It happens. Um,
Yeah.
we'll try and queue it on a Saturday evening next time, so we can get everybody in nice and pat, because you are so far behind in terms of the time. This is one of the benefits of working so close to the international date line. You only like if you want to get people from Japan and then the Philippines, great. You want to get people from Europe and anywhere else, especially if you want to get them from the West Coast. Oh man,
Mm.
it's horrible. Okay, so we've got a few things to go through, and if you're watching this on YouTube, then a lot of the stuff may have already passed. But just keep watching. We've got some decent IPL stuff coming as well. But let's deal with the external headlines first.
Okay, number one, online Aeon ticket distribution. For those of you who blah, 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 start again. For those of you who have not gotten the Aeon ticket in your Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games, or street passed someone who has, the Aeon ticket will be distributed online. If you go to Pokemon.com anytime between now and Sunday the 1st of March, you can receive a code that allows you to download it into your system. Please note that if you've already received the Aeon ticket, you won't be able to receive it again.
So
I
you can't
got
have
it.
it double. Did you
I got it
download it?
when
No, you got
oh
it.
no
You
no
got it in the
I got
initial
the Eon
distribution.
ticket way back when they first brought it out in Australia, and I had to go to all the way to Parramatta and go to the really crowded EB. It was so crowded, people were spilled out just all through the walkway in front of it.
But
And
that came
other
out.
and other people that would randomly show up because they wanted to go to EB, the looks on their faces was amazing.
The what time? Sorry, what? How soon after the game launch did this thing come out?
Oh, geez, a couple months? I
Not
don't remember.
even. We're not. This wasn't even a week after it came out.
A week? You
The,
think
the
so?
thing came out on the Thursday, and I reckon the promotion came
I remember
out
it was
like
a
a week
Monday,
and a
but I'm
half.
pretty sure it wasn't a week.
Yeah,
Maybe it was. I don't remember.
it's
But it was a
probably
Monday.
it was a big thing. We were prepping for this like
Yeah.
3 days
I got
beforehand. I
so
kept
many street passes. I just stood there and like emptying it over and over and over and over. I made so
yeah.
much progress in my street pass games.
We missed out on the really big opportunity because the Pokeos, like I think it's called the Nugget
Mm.
Bridge team or something like that. The Australian leg had their major tournament the Saturday,
Yeah.
just last Saturday, and we weren't able to go because I had a prior engagement and stuff had to happen. But their next event will try and make room as long as it doesn't happen on the 14th of March because I've got another event on it.
That'd be amazing timing.
Oh man, if they queue up every single Pokemon tournament for when I've got something booked way beforehand, if they do this on the Saturday after we go watch Avenue Q, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
Ah.
I'm gonna be so tired and happy from Avenue Q. I do not want to wake up early the following morning to go to a place where 90% of the geek guys are just gonna be there standing like alpha males. And if it smelled anywhere as bad as one of the meets I was in, I don't want to know.
Mm. Well, that
Anyway,
wasn't too bad the last time we went there. During like the little one.
that wasn't a small one. That was the VGC regionals.
Yeah, but considering the number of people that actually showed up, it was small.
Yeah, well, look, it's Australia. It's not that big of a party, um, and we were there late. We didn't catch the preliminaries. So we
Mm,
actually had. If you notice, there were groups of people going in and out. And some of the people were going out for lunch because they were out, and some of the people were coming in to just check out the tournament. And most of what we were watching were essentially the juniors at that point.
yeah, they had so many shiny legendaries.
I know it got so
It
bad.
was funny, the announcer kept saying, and it's another shiny legendary.
No, he's like 6 shiny legendaries. I wonder how long it took for him to get those in a really sarcastic voice. He is the best host. I want him to come back this year. I want to meet him again and say, 2 years ago you did this sarcastic comment at the juniors, and I am in awe of you, sir. Please come back and commentate. The guy you gave the mic to is nowhere near as good. All
Mm.
right. Okay. So the other thing that has to be noted about the other thing that has to be noted about the Eon ticket is um, if you have it, then you are essentially transmitting the Eon ticket to other people as well.
Mm.
So if you have it and you street pass somebody who has Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, um, then you can essentially just pass bring your 3DS along, and then that's it.
There were
You can
people that were having trouble actually passing it along though. So if you're trying to give it to a friend, you should probably make sure that it works. Generally, you
yeah.
want your Street Pass queue to be clear in your 3DS, and you want the Buzz Nav in your Ruby Sapphire game to also be clear, and that should do it.
I think once you have BuzzNav, once you're at a certain point in the game will let you have it anyway. I mean, if you're just starting the game. Oh, she's here! Hello!
Hooray!
Yes,
Hello!
I am so
Hello!
sorry, guys, for being late.
All
I
good.
had to do something.
You're completely forgiven, and please ignore the entire tirade we have about the Europeans not joining us at the earlier part of this podcast.
You have made up.
I'm even wearing the snow run today, thank you.
Oh, very good! Well done!
And also,
You
I've
get
got my
one-
Pokemon and I've got my Darkrai, so.
Oh, well. Oh, very good.
Yeah, because earlier today, I went out to get that.
Oh! I got Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, and this is why we should never pass the game
I saw
shop.
that in the shop as well today.
That was my
wanted
day one
that.
purchase. I was looking forward to that. I'm like it was either Xenoverse or it was either I'm geeking out now. It was either Xenoverse or Dynasty Warriors 8, but I always said that I was gonna get the Empires because I didn't get the main game.
as
But yes, now that
every
I've
time Dynasty Warriors comes up. So
now
I'm
that I've
going
totally
to have to get that next time.
see, I'd get Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn, but I'm not even halfway through the actual set. So, dear Lord, this is turning into we're not even one Pokemon headline and we're in. Hey, do you remember the while we're here? Do you remember the Eon Ticket distribution in London? Was it in London? Game had it in the UK.
I don't know.
I think
Did
it
you hear
came
about
out
it?
before the Australian one.
Yeah, they sent 20 people, gave them jackets and everything.
I think
Send them
they
to.
won the opportunity in a competition, and then they were allowed to download it, and then they spread it around.
Did they send them to Birmingham? I think it is.
I don't know.
I'm trying.
I'm having technical difficulties here.
Okay.
Apparently my battery or something.
You're right. Get it plugged in.
I hope it's not. Hang on.
We're having technical difficulties from across the Atlantic and the Pacific, for that matter. We're several oceans away. Okay. While she's sorting out her technical difficulties, let's move on to the next
Should have not done
headline.
that.
All right. Is she sorted? Are you sorted?
You should have not done that. I don't know.
Okay, so while you're sorting that out, next headline.
It's okay, I think. It's just apparently for the battery thing and all that, it was showing like a red X of some sort. I think. I don't know.
Maybe not charging. I don't know. Let's move on to the next headline.
It is charging now from the looks of it. It's just I always get concerned with those sort of things.
All right. Next headline,
And
please.
I've got my 2 lads with me as well. So.
Okay. Pokemon Shuffle now available to download. The freemium game Pokemon Shuffle is now available to download, looking exactly like the other Pokemon Shuffle games, but for some reason pandering to the F2P market. It plays okay, I guess. It's hard to recommend if you did get it, however. Feel free to participate in some of their limited time events, like the Rotom event happening right now.
I don't know if
Really?
anybody
Rotom?
got. Yeah, there's a Rotom event. Yeah. You cannot actually transfer any of these Pokemon you capture to the main games. From what I understand, anything you capture in Pokemon Shuffle stays in Pokemon Shuffle. But it's Pokemon Shuffle. I already have Pokemon 3D Shuffle. I don't think I already I dropped the $14 Australia to get that game, and it's
pretty much the same game, but the other one's free to play with general pay for access things. I think.
I'm a good I'm generally neutral when it comes to F2P stuff. I play a fair bit of F2P stuff, but they have good mechanics. The ones I play are generally good. I can play them for quick bursts. I don't need to pour on them. This is a puzzle game. Usually when I see people playing puzzle games, it's like Candy Crush. They'll just pour onto it for hours and hours on end. You know, this is experience from seeing people play it on desktops, tablets. I've been to church. But yeah, this sort of model doesn't really work. It's the 3DS. It's a system you give it's the system kids play. It's the system that I don't expect to be doing in-game purchases in. And they have fairly really expensive in-game purchase mechanics for this one. It's not even I wish I could call it good, but what is it? The 75 jewels, I think, which is the free currency. It's $47.99 US. So it's essentially like saying, here, you can have the in-game currency, but it'll cost you 50 quid. It's
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts. I'm not considering the exchange, that's probably going to come out to something like $60 our end, and there's no way I'm dropping full price for speed up mechanics in the F2P game. It's not happening. It's just, again, if you're into Pokemon Shuffle, if you're really into Pokemon Shuffle specifically as a franchise, get the actual paid game. There's really nothing here except events that'll get you. And even then, it's like it's a free download, so go get it if you really want to. But don't encourage Nintendo to follow on to this model because it's really steep. The way they've made the mechanics, it's really steep. It's not even something I would pay for.
I'm not a big
so
puzzle fan anyway at most times, so.
yeah, it's ish, bleh. It's.
Bleh.
I mean, if you've played Pokemon Troze before, that's probably all the
Troze?
Pokemon.
I have never heard of Troze.
It's. I think it's just called Shuffle everywhere. It's called Troze somewhere. I know it was brought out as Pokemon Troze, and yeah, it's all right. I can't. It's a polished enough game that you can go play it if you want to. I don't know why you would want to unless you're that kind of person. But there you go. Okay. Would we be good to move to the next headline, please?
Yep. Okay. Where are we? Sorry, I just cut out for a second.
Yeah, I'm getting the code at the moment for Darkrai, so excuse me if I'm looking downwards.
Oh yeah, there's a UK Darkrai distribution. Dag nabbit. Why do you get Darkrai?
To be fair, I've got about 4 Darkrai from the.
I only wanted the one because I already got like another one in my Pokebank, so.
I'm currently up to the high 400s now in terms of Pokemon in Alpha Sapphire.
Right.
So it's just down to breeding.
Yeah. I got him.
Hooray!
Okay. Did you get the you got the starters, right?
Yes, I got the star.
I'm just waiting for the Pokemon Bank thing to kick in.
Oh yeah, Get all 3 starters. Yes, if you're talking about that, yeah.
Sweet. Are the bank starters out now?
What?
You get starters through Pokemon Bank as well.
Oh, that's the second gen Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, the second gen ones.
Yeah. I have not checked that out. I have to check that out right now if it's
I don't know if the promotion's out, but yeah. Anyway, what's our next headline? Our next headline is.
Next headline: Bandai Namco releases extended Pokken tournament trailer.
Yay!
Bandai Namco has released an extended trailer of the upcoming Pokken tournament game, including all characters revealed thus far, and some of the game features, including game information saved on a card, like some arcade versions of Tekken and Soul Calibur, and potentially customizable trainers.
Hooray! As a guy who played Soul Calibur, I don't even remember what it was called in the arcade.
I like the sound of customize.
I do like the sound of customizable trainers.
To be fair, the customizable trainers, so far, all we've really seen is just a few different avatars for trainers. So
yeah.
At the very least, we'll have choices between different set avatars, and at the best, we'll actually get to pick different assets for them.
I will say, though, that if we're going by multiple selectable avatars, what is it? Pokemon Bat Trio had like 5. Pokemon Toretta had like 20. So Toretta, I want. I don't care what method they use. If it's more than just a gender binary switch, then I'm in. I'm totally in. Cause like what? Think about what is it? Think about Battle Revolution. The most it let you do is pick between 3 body types, 3 skin colors if you lived outside Japan. And the roster of clothing.
It's kind of lame, but you can still at least customize. But the costumes and all that were like way expensive to get for points.
They were hard. I mean, like the ones in X and Y are still the bar of what we go for when it comes to like customizable trainers, because those were amazing.
I'm just checking my Darkrai's nature, and it's hasty.
Ooh.
Hasty Darkrai.
The amount of money I had to. The amount of money I had to. The amount of money I had to spend in game to get the patchwork pants. I think in Lumio City. I think I dropped like 800 Poké-Dollars, 800,000 Poké-Dollars in that one.
Oh wow.
I am vain.
Jeez.
All right.
So,
Our next and potentially infuriating headline.
Nintendo of America explains why the US got gypped out of the new Nintendo 3DS. In an interview with Nintendo Life, a Nintendo of America representative essentially reiterated Nintendo's vague but directed statement that the US was a different market and they wanted clear differentiation between products. While this means that the new Nintendo 3DS has not been ruled out, it's certainly not coming in the short term. So
All right,
America
so-
has got access to the new Nintendo 3DS XL, but they have yet to actually get the regular Nintendo 3DS, and it's looking like they're not planning to do it anytime soon.
Yeah. So this is Nintendo Senior Representative Damon Baker, and I'm going to guess he's particular to North America, and they pretty much figured out that maybe the market doesn't need the new Nintendo 3DS, and they need the new Nintendo 3DS XL more. We want bigger screens and all of that. Completely forgetting the fact that the collectible market for covers has gone really well in their first launch market right here. We can't even find the wood panels anymore. The entire shipment's gone.
wow.
They've started releasing Series 2 stuff. I've seen some of the Mario and Luigi stuff come out. I'm looking at a few other release stuff. I wish they'd bring out the Yokai Watch stuff here. That'd be a weird, quirky one. The Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire skins for the new Nintendo 3DS were interesting, and then I actually got a close look at them and decided not to get them. I'd rather get the wood panel ones. They look so cool.
Yeah. I have seen like the what is it? The original size ones in my game store, which is obviously game. And I've like had a good like experience with it and stuff like that. Just comparing it with this one with the regular one, it's a slightly smaller, but it's comfortable actually in the hands and all that. So
I like the new Nintendo 3DS is a good mid-size between the old 3DS and the XL, the original XL. The new Nintendo 3DS XL is a beast. It is massive. It's the sort of thing that makes it like, it looks like an old Nokia smartphone. It's so big.
Yeah. I'd rather
Like
get
the
like the smaller version this time anyway. So.
Yeah, I'm okay where I am right now. Like,
sorry, I just got into the Pokebank and Meganium came up.
Oh crap! It's out.
Ooh.
Anti-fusion.
All right.
And for alligator.
All right, time to plug into
Okay,
chargers. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Second-gen starters are available in Pokebank, everyone.
You heard it. You heard it here first. And if you heard it somewhere else on YouTube, they're lying. You heard it here first.
Okay, where are they? Oh, they're not in my Pokebank at the moment, but I'm guessing it's already a present for my Alpha Sapphire, so I'll have to get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's a distribution thing, so it's not. I don't think they're shoving it into your
Pokebank just yet.
Yep. Okay. That's unless anybody else has any headlines. There's a Darkrai distribution in the UK. It's being distributed through Game. Of course, it's being distributed.
Yeah, it's Game Store. Yeah.
Yeah. They're also discounting Pokemon Art Academy, but only if you live in Japan. People in Japan can also get Serena's Fennekin, and one of the things that yes, which is a perfect segue into Serena. If anybody's seen the recent developments on Serena, she got her hair cut or cut her hair.
Really?
So
I
she's
actually
basically
saw a little bit on YouTube. Yeah.
She's gone from season 1 Sakura to season 2 Sakura. Yeah, I know that's a really vague thing to say, but essentially, yeah, it's kind of like she cuts her hair in a it's kind of like a solidarity kind of thing. You're looking at the Fennekin.
No, I just got my Gen 2 starters.
Oh, right, okay. Excited person is excited.
I'm always hyper.
All right, let's see if I can
Okay.
screen share this the image.
If you're
Just the
talking about the
image.
Fennekin, I want to see this.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no. I'm talking about
Serena.
Serena.
Okay.
Yeah, so she actually did get her haircut.
Actually,
Um,
I think that's one of the haircuts that you can get in X and Y,
I think so,
if I
yeah.
remember correctly.
that is, but there's they did this entire scene about her getting actually cutting her hair, which
Yeah, I
just
saw a
reminded
little
me
bit of
of
that.
I'm not
yeah.
surprised that they would include this in the anime, considering it's such a big feature of the games.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it's not like she changed it every season.
Mm.
Granted, there's only been like
Oh,
2 or
that
3
would have been
seasons of
good.
this thing, but
Yeah.
yeah. Seabold, when are you gonna show up in the main series, Seabold?
I just
Evolve.
checked my Pokebox, and they're already in there.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
And that's how you get it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, sorry, I was just basically, you go to your Pokebank, select which game you want through X and Y and Ruby and Sapphire, the newest versions, obviously. Then when you start one of your games, go to the Poke link, which is at the very bottom of the screen. Click that, receive that. Then go into your game, and then finally, all 3 of the Gen 2 starters will be in there.
Sweet.
Great.
Yeah, so that's basically how it goes.
Okay, let's hit the IPL news, shall we? We've got 3 or 4 headlines. Oh, okay.
Nothing new.
Not too bad.
Okay, I shall read out the IPL news stuff. Okay, Marlowe's Meander, the final room. The Meanderers are at the end of their journey, or are they?
Oh boy.
With the turn rapidly approaching its end, the final deviations have come in and look like they may push the tide towards victory. But what if they don't? What will await them should they fail? Well, I can tell you. Pokemon will start fainting if they don't.
Hmm.
How much HP do
Yeah.
they have left at the moment?
How much HP do they have left? They won't even be able to take the next hit. Pokemon will faint.
Ouch.
Dear.
I
How
know
close are they to actually winning at the moment?
somebody spent an entire turn casting healing stuff, so that'll mitigate the damage. But if they take any more than about 74 points of damage, they're done.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's not game over, it's just a whole heap of Pokemon are going to fall over.
Which, of course, would make it even more difficult to deal damage.
Yep.
Yes.
But that's just how you have to take it when you're playing an RPG. Great Lord Dome is currently at 164. That's before the last 3 deviations have come in and
crikey.
taken and applied damage. The last move, however, did 20 points of damage.
Okay.
And they're being very careful about the moves that they do. So this might tip it over, but if we take, because 20 damage is pretty high for a single deviation. If we take the next 3 and give them maximum damage for each, even if all the members of the party were berserkers, they would be doing a maximum of 120 damage. So this might not make it.
Nice.
Dear.
But not
Oh,
all of
dear.
their members are berserkers. That's the thing.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they might, like, they're not gonna have like full point take it down kind of explodey
Yeah.
thing. So yeah,
I got one of my Labradors looking at me at the moment, funnily.
it's because you got the Gen 2 starters.
No, it wasn't that. She's just looking at me oddly, just as usual anyway, and I got one like sleeping next to me and all that, so.
No.
Yes, they're still sleepy puppies.
Okay, so okay, done, and done with the meander. Well, hopefully not. All right, Chapter 2, Mission 1. Chapter 2, Mission 1 will be over in little over a day. Will all those that committed to Battle Seabold, be it cooking or Pokemon battles, see their work through? You've got less than a day. The deadline is the minute before midnight AEST on the 28th of Feb. That's tomorrow. So if
Oh,
you haven't
yikes.
if you haven't submitted your stuff in for your battle against Seabold, better do it now.
hmm
I honestly have not checked. I have been chock-a-block all week, and I never thought I'd use that phrase. But a quick peek at the missions gallery reveals that three people have submitted their deviations out of a total commitment base of I had it here. Out of a total commitment
Oh dear.
out of a total commitment base of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9 more.
Yikes.
By the way, it constantly reminding everybody that okay, 2 more people have signed up there too. We'll put them up there. Yeah, just reminding people that you have to meet the deadline in order to beat somebody, and just it's going to affect your it's going to affect your overall grade. You're playing this essentially as a core of trainers for now. Individual rewards will come, but make the island proud. Actually submit your stuff, please.
I still
Don't
need
make
to do the re-ref of Miss Close and like the non-playable Pokemon trainers that I have. I have not completed it yet.
Don't do it. There's so much happening right now.
I know, but I got sidetracked with other things as well, with like how to train your dragon and whatnot. But there you go.
You should get back in before you start focusing on Chocobo racing.
Hey! Then again, I have been doing that quite a lot actually, so you got me there.
Aha! We haven't downloaded the patch yet, is how lazy we are.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Chocobo racing is blooming amazing.
Okay, if it manages to get Megan out of playing Starbound, then I'm going to I'm just gonna face palm.
Stubborn, okay? Just
It comes highly recommended. Take it. She got hooked once, and then we left it alone until the patches started happening, and then she got hooked again.
I got hooked. We both got hooked, and you got
Okay.
obsessed.
We got hooked. I got obsessed and started modding the thing.
I'm gonna do this a bit, so.
I'm going to do the Dynasty Warriors 8 thing, because I've finished Lego Batman 3.
Don't get me started. I really want that game now.
I don't even know the name of the new guy, but the edit mode looks really good. And if I can make somebody as derpy as Megan can, then it will be worth the while.
Yeah.
She made a guy with a kid's voice who was essentially a middle-aged, half-naked man with a mustache and a top knot.
It was fabulous.
I always make my warriors girls though.
Was it pink? Was he wearing pink? Because he was wearing pink, blue, and green. It was fabulous. It was Technicolor, Suicune, and a drug trip.
What? You got me lost there, mate.
Alright, anyway. Third headline. This is stuff not actually happening yet, but kind of sort of happening. So it's a small idea, but Project Reverence has officially hit the ground. We need your help and support. If you think you're able to help us get this project off the ground, anywhere from signing up if you're interested in adminning this thing when it finally comes out, or if you just happen to have PHP MySQL expertise, contact us post-haste. I need help.
Oh, something came in.
Whoa! Woo! Thanks, Lunik! I'm sure you know PHP MySQL. Can you please get this argument started, and I need this table set up. Here's my data structure.
Oh my god. What?
To explain Project Reverence to everyone.
Alright, I will explain Project Reverence, but as I do that, I will put up the official project image on our screen share. Here we go. Alright, so Project Reverence is our aim to combine the lore and exploration features of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and the general crazy fantasy-ishness of Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of heavy fantasy elements here, fairly grandiose stuff. Basically, this stemmed from, like, the meander was the test. We wanted to see whether or not a system like this could work, and whether or not the like some aspects of the combat system could hold up to scrutiny. And it looks like it did. The meander has gone through all the way to the final room without really losing all that much momentum. There was a slight drop, but it didn't really stop. We didn't have to extend the deadline for anyone. It just kept going. So as a result, we're basically taking everything we've learned in the meander. We're improving it a bit, and then we're moving it over, and we're calling it Project Reverence because we don't have a freaking name for the group yet. As soon as we decide what to name the group, we will grab the group name. And then we will start developing from there. Now, I'm aware that there have been a few Pokemon Mystery Dungeon type groups that have done this. There's one really popular one as well that I know of. It's going to be like that, similar but very different at the same time. And this is basically playing like this is playing in a campaign world that's already being built as we speak. There's a world book that's being put together, different cultures, different nations, and to get an idea of how the different nations are set up, they're organized by the egg group. So if your Pokemon belongs to one egg group or another, then you're more likely to have come from these nations than the other, and they have their own culture and so on. It's going to be in adventure arc, so basically you're going to be in one location for a few months, like real time, adventuring there, doing minor things, activities, and all that. You earn some degree of currency that you can use to spend on gear and other stuff. It won't be killer hard to track. You might come across weapons that you'd like to use in battle. There will be some degree, but not too much, of stat customization for characters. Again, it's an attempt to keep it simple. There's a major push to not actually make this an overly involved thing. Mainly a lot of background framework just to enable you to just to give you prompts to create stuff. Where most of that stat stuff will probably come in will be in the dungeon that marks the end of the arc. It won't be as long as the meander. It'll be shorter. It'll be about 3 or 4 rooms max. It will not be as crazy as the meander turned out to be. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. And it's also got that degree of drop in, drop out player thing where it dropping out or dropping in won't necessarily affect the gameplay in a degree that it'll hurt. So that's the idea we're sort of trying to get around. It's got some MMO stuff to it. It's largely more inspired by pen and paper role playing than it is MMOs, to be honest. We're just bringing a lot of the MMO aesthetic into play because the MMO aesthetic is kind of cool and it's very visual. It relies a lot on visuals and mechanics to get its point across.
Yeah.
So that's Project Reverence. When this comes out, we don't expect this to have we don't expect this to be running off the back end yet, but we've got access to, or we hope to have access to the DeviantArt API. So you'll be able to drop into a site and actually control bits of your character and keep track of what's going on with your team. Sorry, because it's always a team of 4, same as the meander that we're going to do for this one. So yeah, you're controlling your own little team. That's why we had 4 characters in there.
I think
your own little team of 4 as they explore the place.
On Mystery Dungeon as well. So I proposed in the case of the teams, essentially your team would just be the name that you choose and a banner, a little graphic or something that you want to make for it. Sort of like in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And then the 4 Pokemon that you have in your party, you've got essentially a leader and then 3 others, and you can, if we set it up right, we'd be able to switch them out just whenever you guys want. So you wouldn't have to, put it to us. You wouldn't have to tell us about it. Like, you'd have to do an
Correct.
IPL where you've got to let us know and you've got to pay points for everything. But in this case, if we make the team name and the banner your details instead of what Pokemon you have, then you can switch out which leader you want, which teammates you want, and whatever. And since the levels are to the team and not individual Pokemon, then you don't have to track that either. All we do is track what level your team is at, and then you can introduce new Pokemon or get rid of others just whenever. So you can have a considerably more amount of freedom than you would have in IPL when it comes to what Pokemon you have access to.
A lot of this banks on not putting too much stress on the admins. The admin's role when this comes out will be primarily to handle anything that goes beyond what the system is able to handle. So we'll set up the mechanics so that it'll set up the mechanics so either we don't need to manage it from the DA end or we don't need to manage it from the site end. We'll just control it from essentially the top level view, and only have to go down there if anybody's having any technical issues or any issues with regards to the DA submission system. Just possible with regards to what you do. It's hands off for the admin. Like the point here is not to exercise too much control over how deviations go. The other thing as well that has to be remembered is that this is going to be a project not led by the 3 DA admins. We'll have some involvement early on, and I'll probably stay on as the guy who's passing in content. But we want this thing to get chugging on its own as well. So eventually we'll have 1 or 2 or more admins working on different arcs of content. Go because this goes for the long play. We're going for 6-month arcs here. So it's that sort of play style where if you want to join a particular adventure, you're free to do so. And if you want to leave at any point, that's fine. And when you come back, hopefully, if you want to come back later, ding, all done. There's another adventure in another area, and if you heed the call, then you're in. Mudkip says, oh, sorry, not Mudkip. Lunix says, it's like a bartender giving out pina coladas or something. What?
I have no idea, but that just made me laugh still.
Yeah. So, looking for everybody's support here. That doesn't mean we're gonna stop doing the IPL. This is just a project that's essentially snowballing slowly out of control now. And I'm trying my best to keep it in control. This is actually good because this has prompted me to start learning a fair bit of back-end programming. As a result of this, in the next headline we're going to talk about. So it's something that's going to help me do rather crazy stuff as well. Like we said, this will hopefully get this to integrate with the DeviantArt API, so you can actually log on from our site and it will integrate with your user and pull up stuff related to you. We will not be accessing your personal information. That's not how it works. But it'll allow us to tie your DA it'll allow us to tie the DA login to an account on the system, so that we can we'll be able to provide better information to you.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. That won't be until much later in the year when I move from stupid and monkey-like to somewhat incompetent, and hopefully to competent. All right, moving on to the next project, which is related to this. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I'm so old.
The eyes intensively.
Okay, mentioning the 3.0 project. There will be a slow but thorough change coming to the IPL. involving changing a lot of stuff in the background to help make things easier for the admins, but also to make it way easier for you to keep track of what you're doing in the IPL. Stay tuned. This is where housing is going to come in. Housing is going to be tied into this. This is also related to the project reference plan, but the IPL is going to take priority over this. So, like I said, we are going to get access to the DA API. So, if you're participating in the IPL, the idea is that when you log in, you'll be able to see your character information immediately, including, like, you can shift between characters, but you can see your character information immediately. You can see the how many points you have. You can see where that stacks up in the rankings. The idea also is to move the rankings away from a journal and onto an actual web page that you can sort. So you can sort by number of wins, number of losses, who has the most points, alphabetically if you want to, all of that stuff. Shift it over to a website. Create an interface that allows judges to just say, oh, this person won or this person won, and here's the verdict. Click, and then just pass that through, and we'll just update the verdicts in the journal. That work will still be there, but basically make it stupid easy for people to do a lot of the admin work that's currently going on, because a lot of the stuff we're doing right now in the IPL relies on the standard DA stuff, notes, deviations, submissions, forms, and all of that. We're doing a lot of stuff through Google Docs. I really don't want to have to do stuff through Google Docs as powerful as it is. It's the spreadsheets are becoming what we want to do with it basically restricts us from doing anything. What we want to do with it comes against the restrictions of the format. We want to be able to do something that's nice and clean, easy to operate on the back end. Just make it easier on the admins, make it easier on the judges. Basically the judges can just come in, put in their verdict, select who wins, done and done. Instead of firing a note with the entire thing, and it'll hopefully be able to pump it out to us in a format that we can standardize, and you can view. You'll be able to view archives of battles, and it will be able to link to the deviations, and that's what the API allows us to do, is basically just pull up the images side by side and say, okay, this is who won, and this is the battle verdict. So you can view the battle as one screen instead of multiple tabs. Things that make it great and easy to just navigate through the IPL. Hopefully stuff that allows us to do crazier things with the chapter, the storyline missions, crazier things with events. Things where we don't have to broadcast what everybody has to do to individual people. We can just tell individual people stuff that allows us to, there's a fair amount of capability that's being planned for this thing. Which means there's a lot of data wrangling that'll go on in the background. None of it will actually be connected to the person's deviations and account. It will be used as a reference to, but not be connected to in that way. And we'll hopefully be using Google Docs primarily for document writing and document archiving, and be able to use an actual database to track stuff, because that's where we've pretty much hit that hurdle, where we really should be moving over to a database in terms of efficiency, but haven't really made the decision to go there for one or more reasons. I remember back in the third wave, the old Tofu Ed era, they were against anything except Google Docs. So we pretty much stuck with Google Docs. We then went through a bit before the trainer flush, where I added a whole bunch of extra stuff to the master trainer card document, so we could basically look things up. It was much faster, much more efficient. But now we're at the point where, gosh, we're like 3 years now into the
More or less, yeah.
into the era of sorry, we're 3 years into the 2.0 era. IPL is about to turn 6 years old.
Oh wow,
we wanna,
really?
yeah. We started in May of 2009. We're almost 6 years old now.
Jeez.
We want to move this to an era. We're already way behind in what we could be doing. We just want to make it easier. So, like I said, if you guys know your PHP or your MySQL, if you can do some degree of programming, even jQuery or whatnot, I would really appreciate your help in helping us get this thing done. If you wanted to, you could visit challengerisland.com. There's nothing there.
I forgot about that website. Oh dear.
Yeah, it's essentially a test page. If you go there, there's a picture. There's essentially we did a test of the rankings from March last year, so it's about a year old now. So if you went to the IPL standings page on there, you could actually see a sortable table that you could search. And it's fairly full on. That was more a technology demo, something we wanted to see whether or not you were capable of going through and doing it. But yeah, if you have any ideas of where you wanna, if you want to help us go forward with this, if you want to provide art assets or anything to Project Reverence, and that includes class images, because we have, let me check now, because I'm here. Let's see, there was a recent versioning update of the class layout, so we are now, open please. Okay. Technically there are 45 classes.
Wow.
Technically. Of those, when you start the game, as you're playing, like, most people are just going to be able to choose from the first 15. And that's pretty much where we expect the majority of the population to be in Reverence, is just the first 15 classes.
Ow.
Whoop!
I hit my foot. I hit my foot on the table that I'm using at the moment.
Oh dear. But yeah, basically you have starting classes, and eventually you can have characters come in that have the more advanced stuff. But that's reliant on us having a sizable backend. But yeah, the idea that you essentially have a roster, an entire gang, and then you just choose 4 of them. Imagine I don't know if anybody's actually played through. If you're playing through the latter era, the latter group, or the latter part of Final Fantasy VI, you'll know how that feels. You have a roster of close to 18 characters, and you can pick a team of 3 or 4, to go adventuring, and that's where we want to get, essentially. I mean, I'll probably be interested in putting an upper limit as to the number of swappables, if we're ever at that degree, and I want them to be able to just say, we're switching back and forth, and for us to take that data and put it in, so when they change it, we're aware as well. But not the monitoring we have to approve or charging points kind of thing. It's just send us a little thing that says, oh hey, it changed. I think one of the ideas.
A good way to track it without having to track it.
No, God! Excuse me, guys.
Okay, so a good way to track it without actually having to track it is, so say your DA submission, your trainer card, per se, is the team group name. You would have your current set of Pokemon in the DA comments. So you'd have what they are, their name, and then a link to its actual ref. Now, when you join a dungeon or any other event that you actually do, what we do is we take we'd copy paste what's currently there when you join and put that into wherever we put the list of participants. And that would be the snapshot. That would be the team that you have to use for that event. And even if you change it in your current doc, that's the one you've got to use until it's over, and then the next one we snapshot your new set.
Yeah, that's what we were going for. I just wanted to be able to, like, essentially pull that off without having to rely on a lot of elbow grease. Do the grunt work now.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry about earlier. The phone rang.
Yeah, we heard.
And all that. Yeah, sorry about that. It's just I'm not. As you can see in the background, I'm not in my usual place. I'm actually downstairs, in my house and all that, to look after the 2 Labradors because everybody else in the house is out. So yeah.
That's okay. Have you seen the IPL wall? Have you seen the IPL wall?
Yes.
We have got the finalists of the Grand Festival over here, and I have a Nerdfighteria poster. Huh.
Nice.
So this is essentially a wall for where we're putting stuff in. I want the Reverence poster here now. Cha-ching.
But yeah, for me that phone went off and it was some stupid bank advertisement or something. So.
That's okay.
So,
at least it wasn't the freaky. When I heard the first few things, it was a robotic voice, so I just put it down right away. Look, at least it wasn't the Go Compare guy.
Go Compare.
Oh god, that's an old joke.
Oh god.
Or at least it wasn't a meerkat, all right? Yes, we have him here too.
And I thought that was the Watchhog's job.
No! I get it already. I can. Thank you, Alexander Orlov. I can. Is it Alexander? Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Meerkat. I can spell. I know the difference between comparethemarkets.com.au and compare to meerkats. Screw it.
I was saying Watchdog because of Pokemon. Or was it Watchhog?
Watchhog.
Watchhog.
Yeah, Watchhog.
Yeah, Watchhog. I was speaking of Watchhog.
No, I don't want to go to comparetowatchhog.com.au. I don't know what's in there. I don't know where it's been. All right, so that's where we are. Essentially, we've got the Meander, which is closing soon. We've got essentially everyone except everyone versus Seabold. Do your best. Please don't embarrass us. And we've got these 2 major projects. We did those out of order, so it seems like we're focusing a lot on Project Reverence. But a lot of what we do in the 3.0 project will transfer over to Project Reverence. So everything we learn from doing the 3.0 upgrade is actually going to affect how we do stuff over in Project Reverence. So until we finish the 3.0 project, we're not really going to be able to kick off Reverence in the way that we want to. But we're getting there. Like I said, if anybody from the IPL has some code expertise, holy crap, I will need your help. And if you don't really want to work, yeah, please. I'm willing to pay slightly less rates than I'm willing to offer on freelancer.com. No, I'm kidding. I mean, look, if it comes to having to pay someone to do the work, I'll negotiate. It's just the degree of sophistication we want to go into, which is why I'm trying to learn that. Oh my goodness, it's a dog.
I actually think if Pokemon were real, those 2 would be actually Growlithe being nuts. All right. I'll get to you 2 in a minute. Oh dear.
I'm just gonna point out that if they were Growlithe, your house would be on fire.
Oh my Anna's one of the 2. But then again, they're really hyper, so I don't know which type of dog Pokemon would that be, to be honest. Definitely not Stoutlands.
Megan, do you want a Lillipup?
I keep having dreams where I have a dog again, and I'm so happy, and I can't have a dog right now. It makes me sad.
She woke up and she didn't have a dog, and she was so sad.
No.
Yeah, we can't have a dog here right now.
And none of us are actually home enough for it to be acceptable to have a dog. So
Yeah.
Mm.
When we
Yeah.
can.
yeah, one day.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Again, if it comes to being a paid thing, we'll obviously negotiate because I'm not trying to get like upper. I'm not trying to get high-end website degrees of sophistication. I just want functionality more than anything. A lot of testing will happen. When we get to the degree that we do, we start doing stress tests. Guess what? People with residency keys, you get to go first. We want to use you as guinea pigs. I mean, let you have the privilege of experiencing our green-lighted project.
Mm.
Yeah, so we'll see you in about 6 months with regards to this project, and we'll update you on how it's going. Knowing me, I'm probably going to be excited talking about this while I work on it. So I'll let you know how it's going. It's like, today I learned how to make a database. Yay! And today I found out what internet security can cost you. Aww.
Oh, dear.
Stuff like that. Anyway. All right. That's pretty much all we've got for IPLcast 20. Our first air in the dark IPLcast, which is actually why I've had a light on this end. Because without the light,
Yeah,
it's
and
dark.
for me, light on my end because it's in the morning. So.
Without the light, it's essentially dark, and with the light on, it's quite easy to see me now. All right, so we'll leave it there. We'll see how we go. We usually reserve IPL casts like the time slot changes. We decided to do this because we were going to be busy at around the regular IPL cast time tomorrow, and we're like, if we're going to be busy on a day when it would usually air in the U.S., then we're going to try and air it around Friday night or Saturday night. And we'll usually announce it, and we'll let people know if the times had changed. The regular time right now is still at 2 p.m. AEST on a Saturday every 2 weeks. But if we decide to change it, if the pattern works, then or if it's winter, then we'll probably shift to a better time slot because it does cut straight into the afternoon, depending on how the time zones adjust. We might move into a time zone that's more accessible to the people who listen to us live, because for most of the audience that watches the IPL cast, most of you guys watch after the fact, but we're trying to get as big a group here discussing stuff while it's airing.
Yeah.
Okay.
One example, me, I usually watch the shows afterwards. So.
Yeah.
And I'm in one, so there we go.
Yeah. Woo! You're in 2 now. You're technically in 1.5 if we're going by counting.
Well, there were 3 because you did the first one as a test, didn't you, or something?
Oh yeah, you were in the test one, which is still up there somewhere. The IPL test cast.
Oh, there they go again. I better go and feed these 2, so I will be right back.
If you're going, then we're going, because we're going to be closing out IPL cast now.
Oh, really?
Yeah! Tumble over, why don't you?
Oh, love you guys, really.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that then. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks when we may or may not have a regular IPL cast, but catch us for IPL cast 21 in a fortnight. And she got to feed her dog, so we got to go. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Say yes.